Good morning, YouTube. It is I, the man of the hour, the man with no name because I don't know what I'm changing my username to because I hate it. I haven't posted on the internet in forever, but I've been craving that endorphin rush you get from recording your voice and posting it on the internet, of posting your opinions, that endorphin rush. And luckily for me, there just so happens to be a meme going on of making low effort tier lists of things. So I figured I would do 1,000 of them. Welcome to Tier List Hell. And I'm starting with all of the Marvel movies ranked. The MCU tier list. I have put them in order. This was already made, but it was in a weird order. Put it in order. Got all the tiers: God tier, top tier, high tier, mid tier, low tier, and shit tier. The God tier, that's gonna be for the best of the best. Let's start. Iron Man. It's the granddaddy of them all. Like it can't be any lower than top tier. It set the precedent. It set the bar as high as it possibly could be. It is the template for the perfect superhero movie. I love it. What more can you say about Iron Man? It's a classic. It's amazing. Watch it if you haven't. Watch all of these. And immediately, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. I remember I tried rewatching this one, and it's shit tier. It is boring and plotting. The final fight might be fun. I don't know. I didn't get to it. I've seen all of these movies, but I haven't watched them recently. And The Incredible Hulk just doesn't matter. It feels disconnected. Literally only the ending bit really matters. Everything else has never referenced, or if at all. It's just not fun. I mean, it's fine. Again, it's probably a 4 to 5 out of 10. So we're ranking this for MCU, not all movies. It's probably not a complete. I mean, boring is the worst you can be. Anyways, I'm rambling. Next up is Iron Man 2. Now, here's my first controversial take, and that is that a lot of people, for some reason, just hate Iron Man 2. But I guess this could be nostalgia talking because I watched it when I was a young lad. But Iron Man 2 is just a lot of fun things happening. It really expands upon the Iron Man mythos. It really gives you a lot of, like, the suitcase, suit-up scene. It gave us that. Whiplash. It was a fun performance. I think it was a very muddied story. Justin Hammer is great. People seem to forget that it's great. There's the party sequence, War Machine first introduced. I'm putting this high tier. People will disagree, but I love it. Thor: The Dark World. No one's gonna complain if I put this here. Low tier. Maybe it's shit tier. I barely remember anything about it. It introduces us to the character, but like it's half of it's set in Asgard where nothing matters. And then gets to Earth, fish out of water. But it's hard to relate. It's hard to care about. We obviously know they all get expanded way better in the future. Jane Foster never goes. That goes away. The real question is shit tier or low tier. I don't know if it's as I'd be willing to rewatch Thor. I don't know if I would ever want to rewatch Incredible Hulk. Captain America: The First Avenger. This, again, I also do not remember much. I've seen it, obviously, but I mean, it's the first Captain America, Star Spangled. I like how they did it, how they got his old costume as a part of a stage play. He's fighting, punching Hitler. That cool scene. Red Skull. It was just real generic. It really didn't do much. It introduced to the purity of Captain America. Great character. Probably good action scenes. I mean, they're pretty basic. I'm putting a low tier. I just can't be bothered to care. Now, of course, The Avengers. The Avengers was the thing that really it kind of solidified this whole thing. Before all this, it could have ended at any point. But once The Avengers hit, everyone knows. Everyone knows what The Avengers is. It is a great movie. It put everything together. That's a top tier movie. It's a little weirder on a rewatch, but again, it's cinematic history. It's great. There's so many awesome scenes. Hulk is in it. Mark Ruffalo. Iron Man 3. Another hot, steaming take. People hated Iron Man 3. They are wrong. Iron Man 3 is a great movie. I love every bit of it. It's a fun character piece, and Tony Stark, it really expands a bunch of stuff. I wish some of the things that happened in it stuck around for the future films. A lot of it's kind of just dropped. But I don't care. I love Iron Man. He's cool. High tier. Eldritch Killian, boring villain, I admit. But man, I love me some Iron Man suits. And also the Mandarin twist was funny and good, and I liked it. And if they ever do the Mandarin later in the MCU, that'll be fun. Thor: The Dark World. It's a weird movie. The villain did not get any development. He was shafted. The story did not give him thing. I don't remember anything about the Jane Foster storyline until like later on when it was referenced again. People don't like it, and they're probably good. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna put it mid tier. I like it more than Thor 1, and probably more than this. People discredit it, but it had some fun action, and I really liked. I like the visuals. I don't know. It's just like the most generic. It's not exactly terrible. It's just kind of plotting. Captain America: Winter Soldier. This is a great movie. Also, I'm probably gonna put God tier maybe by the end, because again, all subject to change throughout this video. The Winter Soldier. It's a fantastic movie. It has great action, a lot of fun. It really expands upon Captain America as a person, as a character. It's not as deep as people think it is. But it's one of the top tier. It is easily a top tier movie. Fantastic. Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, this is top tier as well. This was like a string where I loved every Marvel movie. Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic. There's no reason it's such a high concept, and no one knew who they were, and they made it work. They just people are impressed by the Avengers, but they have a similar sized cast. But they introduced all of them in this movie. And I feel like people seem to not remember that. The villain was obviously very weak, never redeemed, but it was worth it. It was a fun movie. It's easily one of the best. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Another hot take, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't understand why people disliked it so much. I really don't. I like the story. I love Ultron. I love Scarlet Witch. I love everyone that they introduced. The action was fun. That money shot by the end is really good. Yeah, it's a good movie. I don't know. It's high tier. I might put it top tier, honestly. I know a lot of people would disagree. It's hard for me to like argue the complaints because no one's given me a real complaint. No one ever does. They just say, the story is weird. I'm like, why? Hulkbuster versus Hulk. Fantastic. Ant-Man. This is mid-tier. Ant-Man is a fun movie. It's funny. I love it. But man, it's really driven by the main character. Hope gets more stuff later on. But in this one, it's fine. He's fine. It's serviceable. He introduces a really fun character, a really fun power set, and he saves the whole universe. And now that I have Ant-Man right next to Thor: The Dark World, I'm good. I can't, in good faith, leave it there. So man, I've noticed that as it's panning out, it's either the movies are great and I love them, or I remember almost nothing. And then there's like a middle of the road. Captain America: Civil War. Again, this is a top tier movie. I love everything about it. Introduced Black Panther in a good way. Probably the only time he's been done well. I love again, action choreography. That's a good storyline between these two. And again, it was like it's people often call it Avengers 2.5 because again, it brought all the characters that really leaned on the connected universe. I love it. It's a great movie. Doctor Strange. This is a fun movie. It's. I think they mentioned it was supposed to be like the last true origin movie. Not true. But I like it. It's probably mid-tier. It has a lot of fun moments, a lot of cool visuals. I love the way that they had the final battle not be a final battle. I don't know if I liked it as much as these. It's a great movie. Perfect. I should probably put it at this point. At this point, I'm starting to see something. These I would rate 9 to 10 out of 10s. These I would rate probably 7 to 8s. These are probably like 5 and 6s, 4, 5, 6. These seem to be 4s, and this is probably like a 3 in hindsight. This is how I'm reading it now. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This is God tier. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I've rewatched this movie more than most of it. Well, maybe, besides the old ones. For modern era, I rarely rewatch movies, but I've rewatched this much, and every time I get just as much joy out of it. The characters are on point. The action's on point. Everything's on point in this movie. This is Marvel at potentially its best. I'm only rating it here because I think I like it more than these. Just again, all of these are like 10 out of 10. I think it's a 10 out of 10 movie, and I love it. And it had a fun villain. Like the villain actually mattered. So like, this is really when I liked Zemo. Again, this is really when they start shifting the villains to be more interesting. So again, like I spoiled, Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's a really fun movie. It brought Spider-Man. I mean, Civil War brought Spider-Man. Oh yeah, again, Spider-Man was there, but he brought him in. It really like set up his character in the world space. It really set up. Vulture was a great villain. It was very lower stakes, but a lot of character, a lot of depth. Iron Man's in it. It's fun. It's a good movie. I don't know if I like it as much as these. Like I liked it more when it came out, and I've slowly kind of lost luster because it's like, yeah, it's kind of a basic movie, but it's fun. I'm gonna put it mid tier for now. And again, these are great movies. I love them. 7 out of 10s. Thor Ragnarok. The first time you watch Thor Ragnarok, you're gonna get a great kick out of it, but any further time after that, it's the more you think about it, the more you're like, it's fine. It's a mid tier. Again, like it's way better than the other Thors. I like the direction it's in it. It's just it was a bit too cartoonish for me, and just Valkyrie, like a lot of way too cartoonish. Just stuff didn't matter. Like their entire half their civilization dies. All this happens, and they just laugh at. Not my cup of tea, but it's a fun movie. Way good improvement. Hella was cool. The second to biggest controversial take of the evening, Black Panther. It's not a good movie. It is not a good movie. I will put it in low tier. It's more entertaining than these because stuff happens, but when you just look at the dynamics of the story and the characters, it's dumb. It is a dumb movie. It's annoying because when I first saw it, I was really excited at the beginning, the first half of the movie, set up a lot of things, and it just didn't pay off. It just becomes this weird fake politics, angry, angsty teen. And I get they're trying to be, it was kind of political, but I don't really care. This is as a movie for someone who wants to watch cool superhero movies. I just am not interested in it. I get it. You want representation in a certain light, and it's cool if a kid watches this and resonates more with this movie than with Ant-Man or Doctor Strange. I'm happy. I'm happy that someone gets something out of it. But as far as it is, I just can. It's not an enjoyable movie for me. I think the last scene was ugly as hell. I hate how they did the CGI suits. I hate how the power set they gave it, where it's like he's just bullet, everything proof. I like him more Black Panther. He felt more interesting and dynamic in Civil War, and he had no character. He had no real character besides I want to do good, or Killmonger's plan was dumb. He was a cool concept, but I feel like they killed Claw for no reason. Because stick it to the white man, I guess. I don't know. There's things to like about it. It's just as a whole, I don't care as much on a rewatch. I talked way more about that. And oh boy, Infinity War, God tier, easily. I might have to put it like that. Infinity War is one of my favorite movies, period, of all time. I think it is so well made. I think they connect so many characters and so fluidly. They introduce for real the Thanos. Thanos is a great villain, amazingly written, amazingly acted, amazingly animated. They put there's so much love in this movie. It's amazing. It is insane how a movie with so many thousands of hands on deck, touching it, writing it, and it just turned out as well as it did. Literally, what is there to complain about? There's some weird CGI on some of the later villains. Okay. God, I love this movie so much. It sets up the one of the most impressive endings. If you've seen it, you know what this is. You know why this is the tops. Ant-Man and the Wasp, mid tier. It really just kind of treads. It's really just, if you liked Ant-Man, you're going to get more of Ant-Man. They introduced Hope as a character. She's a bit wishy-washy because she just does everything he can do but better. Ghost they tried to give her a dynamic villain thing, but she didn't have much of an impact, unfortunately. Or Goliath either. He didn't do, he was just guy. I liked it. It was a fun movie. It was a fun watch. It's fine. Captain Marvel. For his next controversial take. A lot of people put it up here, but mid tier. I liked it more than Black Panther. I think they did more better than this. Again, if a little girl, if a little boy, anyone watches this movie and can resonate with her more than anyone else, and they want to do good, it inspires them to do whatever, I'm extremely happy that any child or adult or anyone is happy to see a movie. But man, there's some weird writing pitfalls. It kind of just like haphazardly inserts her into the timeline in a way that really doesn't work in so many different, in a lot of like minor ways that just kind of makes it feel tacky. The cat thing with Nick Fury was dumb. She's very overpowered. The entire finale of the movie is boring because she faces nothing. She just wins. I think when she was like, there's like a part of the scene when she's like trying to control her powers and she like gets thrown into a wall. There's like one bit of that, and the rest she just kills everyone without any hesitation, any struggle. And I feel like they could have done better. Like, she was handicapped half the movie. She just wasn't allowed. She wasn't a person. She was like a brainwashed person, and it doesn't really translate of her getting her memories back. I assume she got her memories back, but it does not explain that very well in the movie. I don't really care about the girl power message. I'm glad, like, that doesn't bother me. I mean, hell yeah, power to the ladies. I just think that she herself is not the best character. She wasn't that well done. Hopefully they, improve her. But again, I mean, it was filmed before, but in Endgame, I really did not like her presence. She just wasn't done well. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I think it was more enjoyable than these mid-tier. Avengers Endgame. Now, Endgame it's iconic. It is the culmination of 20 whatever movies, I guess 22. It was amazing. It was 3 hours of just joy. It's a real departure from the rest of these movies because where all these movies have like way more structured, this is a weird structure of like basically 3 different movies, one of which is just characters interacting, dealing with the aftermath, and then this wild, crazy, just fun romp, and then just like an hour of just payoff and fan service. And I'm okay with it. It's I give it top tier. It's not as well written. It's not a technical masterclass, but golly, if you're not everyone's smiling. Everyone is smiling watching Endgame. There were so many fun moments. There's some tacky moments. And you know what? I think I've decided right now, I don't care that it was tacky. I loved it. I think the main 6 or 5, however many, they got good payoffs. They got a good showing, the end of their story. I'm worried about the future. Now that I'm seeing all this, you can really tell, like the mid tiers, these are not 5 out of 10s. These are 6s, 6 to 7s out of 10. These are 8 up. Like I consider these 8s, 9s, and 10s. This is the MCU for me. There's some clunkers, but even the clunkers are not completely garbage, except for Incredible Hulk. I still like all of them. I like that there's a universe. God, the MCU is cool. I don't care if it's a corporate show. I don't care if I'm buying into mass media. This is the one that works. And yeah, that's the list. That's the tier list. It's not as good of a nice normal curve as I would like. That's how it should be, I think. But God, I'm just really skewed towards liking these movies. I think there are more hits than misses, and even the boring middle ground is fun. Yeah, that's the end of the video.